What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Fort George oatmeal pale ale, an OPA. I was like, oh, this is different. Portland on that different shit. Okay.
They're hipsters, I guess. I'm just kidding.
I was like, I never seen this before. What you got? What you drinking?
I am drinking also something from Portland, the Willamette Valley. I'm drinking Duck Pond Pinot Noir 2018.
Ooh, who recommended that one? Who got that?
Brandon. Brandon was like, anything from Willamette Valley is actually really good. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Pinot Noir is like
it's my jam.
The Oregon wine.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
Like if that's a wine blend from like Oregon, that's the one to get. Like no, there's no other like grape that grows as good, I guess, than the Pinot.
The Pinot is really good over there. I've been really liking it. It makes me the happiest when I'm drinking, I guess.
Oh, shout out to you.
Why? What does that mean? You're making me sound like I'm a miserable fuck. I'm like, ugh, again with this.
No, it's just more like knowing that what you like is what you like. I think, not trying to get deep into it. I think we spend a lot of time drinking different alcohols and just, the purpose to get fucked up and all that versus like when you get older, you start to drift towards like a certain type of alcohol or a certain cocktail that I like.
Like, I love my whiskeys for sure.
Now.
Yeah. I love the whiskeys, but if I just want to chill out, it's definitely Pinot Noir.
Yeah. That's a good choice.
Is it hot over there?
It's been in the 80s so far. It's hit the 90s like last week. Kind of tolerable, a little bit uncomfortable, but I mean, I could tell the leaves are starting to change a little bit. Fall's starting to creep.
There's actual colors now.
Yeah. There's some of these trees are. I mean, they're still full, but some of them already turning and dropping their leaves already. So oh shit.
Nice.
Before I know it, the leaves are gonna fall.
Is your hair long?
My hair is not long. I had a haircut last month. I just been like beanie mode the last, I guess, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I was like, I just wear beanies or snapbacks, but more beanies right now.
Damn. I was ready to get my hair cut again, but San Diego or California, like Southern California, got a lockdown again.
Oh, that's right.
Just Southern California.
The salons, barbershops.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do outside soon, or
but you gotta give them time to transition. Like the same barber place I went to is Rap. It's like it's only 4 of them. They don't really have a patio, so it's like I'll let them get adjusted first before I get my hair cut again. Yep, not getting to fuck with this.
Ooh.
Been working out? What?
Just running, man. I'm not. I put my gym membership back on pause, or I froze it because there's no point right now. Like I that shit was risky as fuck. I'm like I'm gonna wait until there's a vaccine because this shit's too risky still.
Yeah, same thing with the rock climbing thing. Like a few rock climbers I was talking to, they're saying, because you have to wear a mask when you climb, so that like burns everybody out like super fast, and then and it's also indoor, and then all that happened, and I was like, oh fuck, oh well. I mean, granted, we can only have like 30 people into like one giant facility, but still, it's like the mask really destroys it.
Just to think about it, like being at a rock climbing gym, how are you gonna clean everything?
I don't know.
Like once you go up, right? Like how you gonna clean that shit? Who's gonna clean all the holds? Exactly. Like it. I think of the gyms, rock climbing would be the toughest to clean because you have to have somebody on the wire just like scrubbing shit down every hold. Oh, like that's a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
Versus like a regular gym, you just gotta wipe down the machines and the weights and shit.
You just like
It's different.
We good. We good.
Different vibe, man.
Different vibe. Hell of a time right now, man. Time to be alive.
It's a fucking different time. I can tell you that for sure.
Definitely.
It's a different time.
So, like, speaking of different times, like, is it? I don't want to say this is the new normal because the new normal sounds really stupid. This is definitely not the new normal. But do you notice like trends?
It's like fucking cliche to say fucking new normal.
I know.
Like,
I've been hearing it on the news and everything like that. Everything's like, oh, this is the new normal.
Oh,
the new normal is.
Yeah, no.
Like, work from home. The new normal. Like, it's normal now, man. It's already been like 3 months. It's normal now. But have you been noticing anything like changes in culture and stuff like that? Like when you're scrolling to like Instagram or reading up on news?
The things I'm noticing about just through my feeds and all that is that I've seen a lot less like influencers. There's a lot less sponsored ads on my feeds. I mean, I guess that's the sign of the times that, I mean, these influencers aren't getting paid anymore. It's not as lucrative as it was.
I wonder what it meant for them to be like influencers, though. Like were they selling products or stuff like that, or what's up? Like what? Like for example, what digital influencer are you following that you feel like, oh, their business model is not working for them anymore?
Some business model. I haven't, not off the top of my head, because all the people I follow and have sponsored ads eased up a lot. But I've started to see some back where it's not. It's like some of it's wellness, some of it's like being outdoors. Not as much like use my code to shop at like like I don't know what the stores are like, Hot Look or fucking those small ass stores where they use your code and you get like 20% off.
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say like Purple Mattress or something like that. Purple Mattresses.
No, I mean, even Purple Mattress, I haven't seen too many sponsored ads, but
right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Vibe. Yeah.
I just mainly been seeing election ads.
It's that time.
It's that time. So one thing I always like watching is I like you said, there hasn't been any like a lot of like ads have been pulling off, and then like every time I go through like Hypebeast or something like that, when I'm just like scrolling through clothes, I'm like thinking to myself like, I don't really want any of this just because there's no point of like fashion right now. I don't know if it's like I just totally like remove myself from the scene, but I'm seeing like, is there really a point to this right now? Because we all can't go out anymore. Like none of us can like rock with the things that we bought because there's no point of going out. Like who's bought new shoes lately? Unless it's like for like exercise or something like that. But
yeah,
you know, when are you gonna buy kicks just to show it off? You can't unless you're like you have photo shoots at home. You're just like, yo, home.
I was looking at I think it was Hypebeast. They're doing a feature of like
the home snaps or something, right?
Yeah, home snaps. I was like, this
did I send that to you or
fuck. I think you did. I was like, or I don't know, but I thought it was dumb as fuck. And there's obviously a vibe that you're missing when you're not home.
Home snaps.
And it's just like it. I mean, we've seen it like, you know, influencers in the wild, or like when people are taking photos in the streets and shit like that. I mean,
that's cool to me.
That shit's real life, and that's, you know, like I think there's, when it comes to photography, that there's a lot of like stylistic choices and shit like that, and but then like when it comes to when you're taking photos of yourself at home and in the full outfit, it just looks so stupid.
It looks so dumb, and like I see pictures of people on the couch. They're like, or something like that. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, that's cool. Like I love looking at interior design and stuff, but I don't think street fashion really like vibes well with.
No, man, it doesn't.
Indoor house. Like the only place I could say, I think Cause has like the dopest place. That's it. Like when he takes a picture of like the artists that visit him, that's like the only dope thing I like. But everyone else, I'm just kind of like, oh, I have this cyberpunk poster from Blade Runner. It's dope. I've never seen that, but I'm like, I'm just giving an example. Like I'm like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Like it's just weird to me when someone like the people who do that partake in it. It felt like it doesn't feel like their house. Like it just feels like
I'm gonna rent someone's studio real quick.
It just doesn't feel like homey. Like it doesn't feel like you're comfortable in your own home. It looks like you're just using your home as a
prop, right?
Studio. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not the same, man. It's not the same.
I agree. No, I agree. It's definitely weird when I'm looking at like the home snaps and kind of thing. It's just I'm like, I don't want to. Like, it's not dope. Like, I think the last person who did it a long time ago was Pharrell when like they toured Pharrell's house, and that was sick. Like he had like two giant like. Huh?
I was gonna say Pharrell too. I was like, yeah, Pharrell. That's tight as fuck.
Yeah, Pharrell's house is dope as fuck. If you ever can find like pictures of inside his house, it is dope. It's like a weird museum in a way. It's sick. But yeah. So, anyways. Yeah, like what's the point of fashion if we don't flex? You know what I mean? Like,
well, exactly. And to if you're not on our video podcast version, we're just wearing t-shirt. Like we're wearing blank t-shirts.
That's all I care about now.
Yeah.
I love
I've given up on dressing up for work for the most part. I mean, I've taken your advice. I've worn like jeans. I've worn pants, even though I know I'm home and shit. But for the most part, I just wear like t-shirts. And then if I know I'm being on video or I have a video call with my team, I'll wear a shirt that doesn't have any branding on it. So they're not asking me about like what my shirt means.
Hey, what's that panda bear on your shirt?
Like, I was wearing our limited Free Def Gundam hoodie on my call today.
Oh, nice.
But I was trying to get it like the hoodie below the neck, so like which is the black part, like right here.
Oh yeah.
So like they're not asking me, oh, what's your hoodie? I'm like, I don't want to explain this shit,
So you're like, oh, angled in a weird way, like nah. Oh, how do you like it?
The thing about like fashion too, and just the length of COVID and staying at home is like, there were times where like right before like when the peak COVID, like in March, we're like, oh, this is gonna be gone by summer. Drake is gonna have like the song of the summer, where everything's gonna be all good, and then like peak COVID hit. We didn't flatten any curves.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's still peak COVID.
Now it's like, oh, like I don't know what fucking time is. Like New Zealand finished their fucking like all their cases. They're back to 0.
Oh, they had one breakout, but it's still controlled. Yeah.
So controlled versus here. Obviously, we got such a fucked up situation.
Didn't some people release albums though? Like, I feel like for me, the summer album was definitely the Run the Jewels album, the fourth Run the Jewels album for sure.
Run the Jewels,
yeah. It came at like the most perfect time. It was another social justice album, and it just definitely had summer vibes. Listening to it, I'm like, oh yeah, I could still listen to this like all summer. Did Drake put out anything?
What else? Drake only puts out singles. Like it doesn't even. I don't even remember what else he's put out.
Mm-hmm.
trying to think of who I was been listening to. Hmm. No, I mean Run the Jewels. That's like
that's it, right? Run the Jewels sounds like the album.
Run the Jewels.
It's definitely like a time, the perfect for its time album, without a doubt.
Like time is so fucked up. I'm like, did Jay Electronica's album release this year, right?
It's so bad. Year, right? It's so bad. Okay, it's not bad. Jay Electronica album's not bad. It's just dated. It's so dated.
Yeah, it was like the project that should have came out when his hype was like peak back in like 2010, 2011. If that album dropped, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been feeling it. And a lot of it was like Jay-Z with Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. So it felt more like a collabo album than just the Jay Electronica album.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like real hip hop, but I'm like, COVID this summer has been so long. I honestly don't even know like what month they released that project. Like,
same here. Actually, I had someone tell it to me. He's like, yo, did you listen to the new Jay Electronica album yet? I'm like, wait, what? It really dropped? He's like, oh yeah, it dropped. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I guess I'll listen to it. And like I listened to it, I loved it and everything. I was like, man, this should have came out when like To Pimp a Butterfly came out. That's when the album should have came out.
That would have been a good compliment. Yeah. Okay.
Like, you know, like what those three, like J. Cole just started coming up again, and Kendrick put Pimp, or even if it was during Damn's time, like it would have been good too. Like, yeah, like J. Cole was back in the mix, he was back in the mix with Kendrick and whatnot. Yeah, those three would have been like my three favorite rappers of that time period. But now Kendrick doesn't do anything.
We have rappers doing digital concerts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of their rollouts.
That we talked about the Travis Scott on Fortnite.
Travis Scott,
bands on Minecraft. Yeah,
and I think I would serve some ads, but there's a weekend. The Weeknd is having a concert on TikTok.
Is he really?
Yeah, I was confused as fuck. I'm like, oh, we're doing this? Like, it's
so it's gonna be like 30-second minutes. Like, yo, what's up, everybody? And then like next clip.
No, but I think Travis Scott, what he did, I don't want to say summer because it feels like, you know, throughout quarantine, like. Mm-hmm. That was the most innovative shit, and I know we talked about it. It was the most innovative shit, to have a digital concert on Fortnite.
Yeah,
where the youths them are.
Where the youths them are, I guess.
What the youths are.
I wonder how that worked out. Yeah. You just go in, you're like, oh, sorry, all the guns are disabled. Like, that's cool. Because what were you doing? You gonna troll someone while they're trying to watch the concert? And you just fucking like smack them and they're dead.
No, you have to do like troll movements where you're like, where you're just sitting down, but then like you got somebody like in your real life, somebody's like on their shoulders of like the person in front of you, blocking your view. But I think I want to say like that's going to be a new vibe going forward. We were talking about it before, and just how street culture is like starting to integrate with like third spaces online and digital spaces, and part of it is video games and streaming.
Definitely.
And, we'll talk about that, of how that's just where people are and where the attention is right now.
I mean, we're forced there right now too.
Yeah, we're about to launch our Twitch channel. Difficult to please.
A live stream.
Our live stream.
That's definitely going to be in the works. It's definitely in the works. Testing stuff for that right now. Doing a lot of learning. What's crazy was like, I think this whole fully integration to third space, like the internet, is just so normal for Gen Zers. And I think some millennials too, if you were like one of those kids, if you were like one of those millennials who just super love the internet from day one, like me. Like you're just like, oh, I'm already integrated into like online communities like forums and MMORPGs. Like, WoW. I didn't play WoW, but I'm just saying, like, there's so much community that happen on WoW and people who get married on WoW and stuff like that. And yeah, like it's just funny seeing it now. Now Gen Zers like have took that into like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Animal Crossing, and I think he wrote down like FaceTime dates and stuff like that. Oh, maybe that was me, but yeah, like people are doing FaceTime dates and stuff like that now. So it's really interesting how people are interacting with one another and like how dating is happening with COVID.
Well, like COVID forced everybody, not just people, but like companies, and their digital behaviors, like shit that like, because like right now we're living in this moment of like, I want to say Back to the Future, like in Back to the Future 2, where Marty goes into the future and he sees like his son getting fired over the screen and shit like that, and the fax machine. And I'm like, that's basically what we are right now. We're like, we only see the top half of each other. I'm like, I got a kit collection I can't wear right now.
Yeah.
So it's like science fiction becoming real life right now. And all our interaction is digital, it's online, it's through gaming, and it's starting to blend in. We're gonna see this more integration, I think, right? So we're gonna see more pop culture, street culture getting into like the digital space of like playing your video games. There's gonna be more shit on Twitch. There's gonna be more shit
Valorant
just for phones. Like yeah. I mean, except for Quibi. Quibi is such a shit show.
Quibi got some promising shows. It just hasn't took off.
It's there's some shows I would say that I want to watch. There's that Anna Kendrick show because I stand Kendrick so hard. And then they just seem so like content I don't want to watch. There's content I don't want to watch, and then you got to pay X amount of like $10 a month for like whatever 10 shows that are like 10 minutes a piece. Yeah, it's like, isn't that just fucking YouTube? Like YouTube Red, isn't that the same thing?
YouTube Red. Oh yeah, that's right. Shit. YouTube Red had their own like their own like company kind of thing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about YouTube Red.
Like they just made their own content and you just pay for it. I'm like, that's stupid.
I mean, but then like these digital influencers and like people we watch and stream. Oh, by the way, did you watch no, real quick on Anna Kendrick? Real quick, did you watch her modern Sex and the City series on HBO Max?
Yeah, I finished it. It was good.
It was good. Is it like Sex and the City but for like our age?
No, I would say it's closer. I mean, maybe it has the vibe of like almost like 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like
with multiple guys, I guess.
Yeah, because it's more, or even like How I Met Your Mother. Because it's more like she's dating, and then like you see her at different parts of her life. You know, whereas Sex and the City, it was just like Samantha and her crew for however seasons. This is more about like just one character and her kind of development and the small circle that she surrounds herself with. I mean, it's good. They're like like it's bubbly. You know what you're getting into. It's like very rom-com-y. And then like one of the like romantic interests is this like Asian dude. So shout out to him. So yeah, it was right.
Asian dude.
Yeah, not too many love interests. So shout out to him.
Nice. Haven't heard Asian dude since Crazy Rich Asians. Let's come back to
But yeah, what we're talking about?
Collaborations, like different collaborations. You have written down that Ninja got a Adidas collaboration.
Yeah, that I think this is hella recent. Ninja and Adidas collabed on a superstar model. It's like a white on white with some blue accents and like a blue sole. It looks pretty clean, to be honest. But yeah,
I think, I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's not like, it doesn't look like a gamer skin. And that's, for me, it's like, I always think when, like, because you know how gamer skins are like, they're so extra, like in the colorways, top down, and that's just like, even in like Call of Duty Warzone shits like that. But yeah, this is like a very like simple shoe, and I was very surprised that it was co-branded by Ninja, and I was like, oh, shout out to him. Like,
he's gonna get a lot for that.
Ninja's
he's gonna get a lot.
He's I don't want I done the work, but he's the one guy I think every like parent knows, or everybody in the mainstream who doesn't know too much about Twitch or gaming is like, oh,
yeah, he's kind of like the weird poster child, right? Like,
yeah, over like,
even though he's not
PewDiePie, or anybody else, but it's like this.
Yeah, because PewDiePie's more YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm. But he still plays video games.
PewDiePie. Right? I said PewDiePie. I meant PewDiePie. Sorry. Speaking of which, like it was. This is kind of interesting too. Like, it's funny how different platforms are kind of like contracting certain streamers now. Like, I know some people went to what was the one that Microsoft did, but they just disbanded it. Mixer, yeah. So he was on Mixer, but they just disbanded that. So Ninja and all those people who are on Mixer are like free to go. And I think I saw Dr. Disrespect is now bouncing between YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and his own website. So
oh wow.
So yeah, he had his weird controversy with Twitch, and then I think Pokimane is like the poster child for Twitch now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, because like I'll see her on random like advertisements about Twitch. I'm just like, oh, interesting. But then what's so funny about like when you brought up Ninja being like the most recognizable, it's funny because I'm listening to other like people who play Fortnite. They're like, yeah, he's actually not as good as other people. Like, there are better people than him, but he just happens.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think there's like I follow Stone Mountain 64. Like, I know there's way better streamers on COD in Modern Warfare, but I think there's just like the persona part of it, and being able to follow somebody who you find entertaining. That's all it comes down to. Like, that's all this like integration through like third spaces and digital like shit is about, finding that person to person like connection, and like why influences were like popping. We're like, oh, like I'm so like relatable.
So do you think
my tummy tea?
Do you think that with all this happening, Twitch is going to be like the new platform kind of people go to? I mean, it kind of is already now, but do you think, I guess, different types of people, even non-gamers, are going to go to Twitch and start connecting with their audiences that way? I mean, they had that with Twitter, you had that with Instagram and stuff like that. Do you think Twitch would go that way? Like, let's say, I don't know, pick a random celebrity for me. Let's say Drake has a Twitch channel, right? Okay. And he's just like playing music. He's singing, or he's not playing music. He's like, rapping to his songs, and like also just interacting with his Twitch chat or something like that. Like, I think I could see that happening. I think that's a very interesting and a lot more personal way of connecting with like an audience. I think that's what made Twitch so good, is because like the people who did Twitch with the webcam and stuff like that, and they're always giving like shout outs to their Twitch chat and stuff like that. They're really paying like micro focus on it. Like they got this formula down, which is really dope. And like I'm just like observing what they're doing. I'm like, oh, I could see why people always subscribe to like certain type of people. Like I only subscribe to like 3 or 4 people. 3 of them are homies. One of them isn't a homie. That's about it.
Well, because like I think there's gonna be a new spike in Twitch. It's not necessarily gaming focused. Part of it is that like some of the DJs I follow, they stopped doing Instagram lives on their for streaming like their sets. They moved to Twitch to start streaming their sets.
Interesting.
So yeah. So I think it has to do with like the live stream copyright versus like Instagram, Facebook, and Amazon Twitch. So I know that when you save and play later, that they'll block the audio, the copyrighted audio in Twitch. But then if you do it live, they're not going to take it down. So there's already that new audience, like people like me and a lot of like non super into like game, like following gamers, that there are people who are slowly getting this new stream of like viewership. And I think it's gonna be this new kind of like, I don't want to say like YouTube, but you know, remember in YouTube when it first came out, like there's like people who were just doing vlogs and shit, and like people
got creative with it.
Yeah, people were just doing edits and doing all these compilations and shit like that, travel vlogs, all that. Whereas like, you know, I think right now, just for that like added connection value is like, yo, like if we just stream and just talk to chat, like that's just like talking to your homies, you know, for like, at least that's what people want to believe that they're doing. And
what's good is that like it I think it enables fans to get that much closer to like their idols and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting seeing all the building blocks like being put in place. It's kind of like what happened to Discord. Discord used to be a gamer exclusive kind of thing, but people repurposed it to like the new forums kind of thing and like get spots and stuff like that. So yeah, that's
totally agree with that.
Speaking of like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, I think there's also like, because of the way that Discord has been set up, that there's an avenue for that, like for community building and building your audience and shit like that, versus like a Slack, where Slack is there's a little bit more of like a kind of work presence.
Yeah, because it's just like task duties and design people like, hey, turn that shit in, upload it. Like, all right, okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit more of that into Slack, and now being a year into actually using Slack for work, yeah, I've like associated Slack work, Slack task, versus like Discord. I'm like, oh, I'm chilling, like I'm just like kind of fucking around or whatever. More myself, or the digital version of who I present to be, shit like that. Which I think, like, fuck, I'm going on a tangent and shit. But yeah, I think now it's gonna be interesting. Like, I know, I forget who I heard this from, but like, I don't know if it was you, how kids and Gen Z, in real life and their digital self is more cohesive and more like integrated, that it doesn't matter like who they are online and in real life. There's no like disconnect, versus like, you know, like millennials and all that, there's still kind of like this like in real life and also digital life and shit like that.
Yeah, I think we had to deal. I think we were the generation that first dealt with that first. Like we're the ones like, oh, we're just gonna put up a front online, but in real life we're completely something different. But then it's like, if you have Gen Zers, they're like the people who would communicate for homework and stuff like that. Like there was no need for them to put up a persona online. They were just like, hey, what's the homework? let's go on Discord real quick and talk about homework. And it's like there was like no need for them to like put up a front, compared to our generation, and that's what bit us in the ass later down the line. But I mean, we're the reason why people are saying, "Oh, YouTube, Discord, or YouTube, Facebook, and whatnot are all bad for us." It's an attack on our mental health, which I mean it is, but I think I just saw a Gary V video recently, and like I agree with it. He's like, "Oh, Instagram causes depression," and he's like, "Well, not really. People cause depression." Like, you know what I mean? It's like it might be the tool, but the tool is not gonna make you. It's not supposed to make you feel that way. It's not. Its purpose was not to make you feel that way, kind of thing. Like you can still use the tool for good. It's just some people take it to heart, I guess. So yeah.
No, I kind of get that. Okay. I kind of get that.
So yeah, but yeah, our generation, we fucked up.
Well, like, I mean, I guess speaking of fuck ups, I think you wrote down here, the Trump administration pushing for a clean internet.
Oh my God, yeah. So here's sorry, I just want to randomly talk about this real quick because I kind of just reread it. Or I kind of just read this recently, and it's in a way like my ears are kind of going up. Not that it's like I totally disagree with it, but it's kind of dystopian in a way.
Everything's dystopian, bro.
Yeah, like if like someone's saying like, "Oh, we shouldn't have all of this on here because it's bad for us," and it's kind of making me go, "Huh, interesting. Okay. Like everything that's going on litigation wise with technology is so interesting to me because first it's like for example, like the whole thing with like Trump, Twitter, and Facebook, like the whole removal, not removal, flagging, blah, 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 that's pissing him off. It's so interesting to me because everyone's fighting about free speech on the internet. And then it's like, kind of, it makes me wonder. It's like, well, in the end of the day, someone's going to be offended by it and someone's going to take it down. And I know that the whole free speech thing, it's not for companies. I mean, Twitter and Facebook can do whatever the fuck they want. That's their company.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the whole free speech thing is regarding government. Government can't arrest you for free speech kind of thing. That's like some things like I think people are forgetting. So, yeah, and like I think Twitter was like the one that finally said like, all right, we're going to live up to our company standards. So fucking flag it. But what's good is like they didn't remove it. They just they flagged it. It's like, hey, here's some inaccuracies, blah blah blah. So, anyways, the whole thing about the clean internet thing is really fascinating to me because they're thinking about pushing away certain products from online, from like an American internet kind of thing, which is super weird to me, and I could see that slowly evolving into like something way deeper. So yeah, so just things to look out for, and this is the reason why people need to vote. Seriously, it's because why people need to vote.
And then what's up?
And speaking of like integration of third spaces, fucking movie theaters right now, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. So I read that.
No one's watching a movie in 2020, man. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to watch Tenet right now, man. I'm trying to watch the new Christopher Nolan movie.
Christopher Nolan is like a stubborn motherfucker. Like he's a purist, and I get it. Like,
and that's fine.
I get it. I totally get it.
But I really want to watch this movie.
See it in IMAX. Yeah, I want to see it in IMAX.
Oh my gosh! And then when they announced that Disney Plus was gonna get Mulan, they're like, all right, fuck it, never mind. The movie's done. We're just gonna put it on Disney Plus for $30. I was like relieved, but at the same time, I'm just like, ugh, I like something that would be a movie I would have watched in the movie theater too. And I think even after like COVID, I think people are still gonna go to movie theaters. Like no one's gonna be like, 12 a.m. Everyone's gonna get in front of the computer and watch a movie drop of like the new Marvel film or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I can't ever imagine it going that far.
I see what you mean. Like going back to our third space shit, like movie theaters are still part of this like third space of like you do. It's something you do when you hang out with friends, when you hang out with family on date nights. I get it. I think what's going to change is we're going to see either movies with less showings, and we're going to see the amount of movies being available. Because I think right now, what you're going to happen in the next 6 months and shit like that is that because there's no production, like what movies are left to even watch?
Right.
By the time, like it's quote unquote safe to be in a movie theater. And then it's like if studios take the Mulan approach or the Trolls approach and just not fucking show it in the theater and just bypass it, then yo, AMC Regal Edwards, woo, that shit might, and that might not last. That might not last through 2021.
That's true, and I just listened to this podcast, Land of the Giants. It's all about Netflix, and it's crazy. It's because the way that Netflix, like, did you watch Bird Box by any chance?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I was trying to figure out what that movie was, but not.
So the TLDR of the whole thing with Netflix is that the movie was like a B kind of movie. It was like whatever, right? But the fact that people watched it at home, like their numbers went up. Like that was like probably one of the most watched movies on Netflix. But it was an okay movie, so it makes me wonder, like, since those movies get so much exposure and like I think they generate like so much revenue from that, it makes me wonder like what stops certain movies from being showed at movie theaters. Like probably like I can imagine like people like Christopher Nolan or like Disney, they're like, oh, fuck dude, no, our movies are theater movies, you know what I mean? Or are you gonna have like one of those events like the last episode of Game of Thrones where it was released online and shown on HBO at the same time kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like I remember I went to like an online party with Game of Thrones the last episode. Like we all waited and we all hit play at the same time and then fucking watched it.
See, that's the fucking future.
Right, right.
That really is.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Like I think there's
still so much to play with right now. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to what's gonna be available, and then who's gonna like. I know there's gonna be like a Christopher Nolan is a motherfucking purist. He wants that shit IMAX. He wants that shit 70 millimeter, 35 millimeter, and there's like I don't know like which studios would be willing to get that dual stream, of getting the money from the box office sales and then also doing direct. Shit, dude, like I don't know, like it's like is it by the time this we get a vaccine and we see the numbers of like who's gonna like watch whatever Marvel movie is gonna be out at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like who's gonna pay for the stream? I think that's gonna be really interesting.
Which is the reason why I think the Mulan experiment is gonna be really interesting when people are just gonna you rent it for $30. That's interesting to me because I'm just like
it's interesting because I'm like $30 to rent a movie.
That's
like, dude,
a lot of money.
Usually it's like $20 or whatever to own the Blu-ray.
I wonder if they're anticipating people are going to share it with each other and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, everyone could watch it on this account. Here you go.
I thought, because I think the logic is that it's the same if you bought like 2 tickets in the movie theater to watch this movie. That's my like guessing and understanding of it.
Got it. That makes a lot more sense now.
But yeah, because I'm like, dude, you're paying $30 just to rent it. Like the fuck.
But yeah, the fact that you told me like two people.
You torrent.
That makes a lot more sense actually. That makes a lot more sense. Hi.
I can get this free from a torrent.
We don't talk about torrents on this. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, man. Let's go to the next section. Things we hyped about. Yo, first off, I need to say, the first thing I'm hyped about is definitely mask fashion. That's my shit right now, man. Okay. Just because, I think we've talked about this so many times before, but Asia was the first people to do it. Like, Asia had the face mask where they had the cat,
the SARS.
Yeah, because they got hit with SARS first. So it's like, oh, okay. So they just developed fashion through that way, and it's just funny seeing different companies now are doing that. Like Uniqlo did it. Brooks and Brothers is also doing it. I mean, Brooks and Brothers, they just filed for bankruptcy too. But now you're seeing and Bape's always been doing it, but now you're seeing Bape come back with it again. And then I'm not sure if Supreme put one out. I'm pretty sure I saw Supreme put. So. Oh,
but they've had masks.
Yeah, so it's just funny seeing all these companies started making masks, Everlane and all that. They're just for me. Inside, it makes me really happy. I mean, I have a denim mask. I have a denim mask made from Lone Flag. So that shit's funny to me. I paid a good $15 for a denim mask. That's one thing I'm definitely hyped about.
What else? What did I write down? I wrote down
Black Star 2.
I did say Black Star 2. That was before they
trashed it.
Yeah, and I'm just always disappointed. I'm I've been really hyped about it for 20 years now. I'm dude, if it never happens, whatever at this point. We always have Black Star 1.
So did it ever say why they're not working on Black Star 2? Then Yassine Bey just give up on music or?
No, Talib was very vague. Talib Kweli was very vague about why, but essentially he was saying that there's some issues with the label. That they can't, or they're having trouble getting to publishing the album because the album's really close to being done, if not done. But there's some just the bureaucracy of corporate America and music industry. I'm oh, okay.
Damn, you should have done the chance route, the chance or SoundCloud route. Just saying, it's 2020, times have changed. And then so another thing I'm kind of I'm wanting to see is I have a feeling that cyberpunk fashion is going to be a thing later. After everyone's coming out.
I think that's very.
It's just because there's so much hype going around Cyberpunk 2077 that I think that's going to definitely bring back the cyberpunk geeks back, all the Blade Runner lovers, all the Altered Carbon people. I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to see a small revival of punk fashion come back. Don't know why, but we'll see that in the next 2 years.
If you were to just describe cyberpunk fashion, in the street sense, because for me, I have
punk fashion is street fashion.
No, but cyberpunk to me is when we're dressing like Akira, Setsuo and Kaneda.
I mean, it's not like they were wearing crazy clothes. They were just wearing biker outfits and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's what is it in your how, if you were to describe it in a wearable street fashion kind of way, what are the items you think that make it?
Sorry, I was thinking. Do you remember the old Kanye shutter shades?
Yeah, that was I remember that. Why?
Yeah, so no, I imagine something like that too. I imagine that. I imagine big ass sunglasses, colored hair, more leather, I guess. Either leather jackets or leather pants or something like that. Like nothing like too crazy. Probably more boots. Definitely more boots. More accessories for sure. And then like and I like, you know, when I'm looking at like different like fashions now, I'm saying that I don't see it being a hard pivot, I guess. I think it's like it's very easy to incorporate all that together in the future of street fashion, I guess. I mean, I won't be involved with it, but then I would definitely I would appreciate it if I saw it, if I saw more like cyberpunk fashion in the future.
I think I don't want to say like I'm on this wave with you. I think there's parts I think of fashion and just to tie it back to our third space and COVID couture type shit is like I think we're gonna get into a moment of fashion where people are gonna start dressing like their avatars, or people are gonna start dressing like characters in anime and video games more.
Sure.
Not like
cosplay.
Not like cosplay. Not like the the mangas and animes that are very like slice of life type shit. I think there's gonna be more small integration of like leather jackets from Akira, or like um unironically wearing uh an orange jumpsuit, you know, like fucking Naruto. Like there's
definitely colored hair. Like you already seeing colored hair becoming like the big thing now.
Yeah, I think there's sprinkles of that, but I think we're gonna see more of that going, you know, the next decade or so.
Yeah,
I think there's
exactly.
There.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that's where it's going there. To. Yeah. Before I wrap things up, any streaming recommendations?
The Andy Samberg movie Palm Springs on Hulu. It's like Groundhog Day kind of rom-com-y.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually interesting. I think it's a different take on the Groundhog Day plot of things always starting repeating itself until they figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And then for food and travel, I have Somebody Feed Phil.
I've still never seen it.
Really, really entertaining. Phil is not. Phil Rosenthal is not Anthony Bourdain. He's not. Rest in peace. Eddie Wong. He's not. Anthony's Andrew Zimmern, or Emerald or whatever.
Okay.
It's just like this regular fucking Jewish man in his 50s, and he's going to travel places and eat like food there and shit like that. And it's just like he's goofy as shit, and it's like
entertaining.
It's a refreshing take on like the genre of travel eating and all that. And it's just so different watching it now, like with a COVID lens, like just to see like the glimpses of the old life. Like, oh shit, I remember I used to go to like markets and fucking eat at bars and have drinks with people and friends. Like,
so, okay, you make it sound like back then when it was safe to go outside, but for you, it's like kind of like missing that connection.
Like that. Yeah, and I think what part of like watching that in the mid COVID here is that like, oh, like you got this goofy like dad type going to restaurants and having street food in Vietnam. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like, it's different. But I think he has it's charming in a way that, you know, be like watching an older gentleman, not Anthony Bourdain, and not a chef, go out and eat food and shit like that. So,
huh, interesting.
Yeah. What you got? Streaming recommendations. Go.
Oh shit, streaming recommendations. What do I have? Fucking Jojo Rabbit's on HBO Max.
Yo, Jojo Rabbit's really good.
Jojo Rabbit's on HBO Max. That's all I got. I have like nothing good right now. I was looking for recommendations, but okay, I'll check that out. I passed on Summon Feed Phil, that's why. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll check that out. Go. All right, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This is episode 29.
29.
Of the Difficult to Please podcasts. Like, subscribe. We're on Anchor. Listen to us on Anchor. Thank you for listening on Spotify.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Find us everywhere now.
We're about to we have our YouTube channel.
Still starting up.
We are, I don't know when we'll do it, but we'll have his Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
All right, everybody.
Next time.
Go. Everyone stay safe. Wear a mask.
Don't catch that COVID.
Yep. Peace.